guys, and welcome to the second episode of Let's Talk Crypto. Thank you all for sharing your support for the first video of the series, where we discuss blockchain, Bitcoin, and how it all revolutionized the entire finance system. Today, we'll discuss a deep ocean topic that is DeFi. For everyone who is new here and has no idea what blockchain is, please watch our first video. To watch, simply click the link on the screen. With me will be the same old school friend, Manan. Also, we have Starlord in this episode. You will know about him shortly. Unfortunately, Shivam could not make it to this episode. So let's get started.
Hello everyone. Yeah, for sure. Today's episode is going to be too much fun.
Right.
Let me first introduce myself. So I am Sachin, and I am basically known by Starlord in Avalanche ecosystem. I am by profession a marketing manager, a digital marketing manager. I have worked with multiple projects in Avalanche ecosystem, and currently I am a full timer in Pangolin. Pangolin is basically a decentralized exchange which deals in Ethereum and Avalanche assets.
So before we understand DeFi, that is decentralized finance, first let's start from the very beginning. The basic traditional finance method that all of us are aware of. That is, if we talk about finance, then we have some central body that controls it. May it be a bank, an insurance firm, or a stock company. Every time we have someone or the other governing us. This is called central finance, that is CeFi, where there is only some central body that has the control of the entire system. While there is DeFi, where we do not have a central authority to rely on. Everything is smart contract based. Lending, borrowing, trading, investing. Yes, you heard me right. And this is not just a concept. Protocols have already been made following smart contracts and leading to the doors of decentralized finance.
I think DeFi is currently in its early stages and has unique qualities that can be very beneficial to current financial system. For example, the DeFi application code might not be open source, but its execution can be publicly verified on blockchain. So any DeFi user can observe and verify the orderly execution of transaction of that contract. This transparency gives DeFi an unmatched power of permissionless trust.
And with the unmatched power of permission and trust, you also get true control over assets. For example, if you deposit your money in a bank that is a centralized and or in a centralized exchange, they own the money because the money is basically in the bank, not with you. In order to withdraw your funds, you will need to take permission from them. You can't just do it on your own. It is not possible. Whereas in case of DeFi, the person with the private keys or simple term password owns that money. There is no third party who controls the assets. You are the only owner of your assets.
Yeah, right. And there are just the benefits that are just for the user's point of view. We didn't even talk about the financial leverages yet that DeFi offers to us. The basic interest you get from lending on the bank or CeFi exchanges is just 1% to 7%. But if you explore DeFi, your percentage will gradually increase and varies from 30% to even 1000%. Yeah, you heard me right. Of course, this is not a financial advice and there's always risk associated with investment in DeFi. So please do not forget to do your own research. Yield farming, staking, lending, liquidity providing. These all new terms that DeFi presented to us are really great opportunities to leverage your assets.
Yeah, totally keen. So let me just explain some of these DeFi protocols to users, to our users. In fact, let me just head to Pangolin's site and explain with their examples. Just give me a second. Okay, guys.
Uh,
So here we are at Pangolin. As you all can see, my balance that is quite low. So just avoid that. Let's go to the full pool and farm section. Here I am going to take example of a farm right now, which is Aave and Avex. Here I'm going to click on See details. So here, let me just click on max. Currently, I have 157 and away. So to add the liquidity to Pangolin, you need equal amounts of AVAX to add right now. That is 0.88. It is equal in value to my Aave. That is 1579 right now. So if you click on supply, you can see all the details here and click on confirm supply right now. It will take 2 MetaMarks to confirm the transaction. Here, if I click confirm here, it will basically add my tokens to Pangolin. Then you will get PGL tokens. Here in the farm section, you need to supply your PGL tokens to Pangolin to earn the rewards which are in PNG.
Wow, that was a detailed explanation. Really awesome. So let me cover a bit about DeFi by explaining lending and borrowing. Lending and borrowing is a common term heard by almost everyone. But have you wondered how lending and borrowing words in DeFi? Basically, lending and borrowing are the main aspects for any financial system in which these are two important roles. One is the lender or depositor who provides funds to the second party. That is the borrower who is in need of money and is ready to pay interest against it to the holder. In crypto space, lending and borrowing works in two ways: DeFi and CeFi, that is decentralized finance and centralized finance. Centralized finance works in a similar way as banks operate. They are also known commonly as crypto banks, but have some disadvantages like self custody of the assets, and this is when DeFi comes into play. DeFi lending is permissionless and allows full custody of your coins. It is based on smart contracts that run on open blockchain. Also, DeFi lending is accessible to everyone. There is no need to provide your personal details or trusting a third party to hold your funds. So, now the question arises, how does this work? So basically, user who want to become lenders supply their tokens to a particular money market and start receiving interest on their tokens according to their current supply APY. The supply tokens are then sent to a smart contract and become available for other users to borrow. In exchange for supply tokens, the smart contract issues other tokens that represents the supply tokens plus interest.
I guess now people will get an idea how easy it is to lend in DeFi. So now I would really like to cover the liquidity pool aspect of this. I find this topic really interesting. Liquidity pools are basically pools filled with two types of token that provide liquidity to them so users can trade those pairs even if there is no seller or buyer active. With the help of liquidity pool, we'll always be able to buy or sell an asset no matter how high or low the fees is or what time it is of the day, no matter there is a buyer or seller to meet our current needs. So let me give you an example to make you understand how a liquidity pool works. I'll be using AVAX, that is native token of Avalanche, and USDT.E, that is a stable coin for this example. So basically, most of the times the liquidity pool starts with a 50% ratio of both the tokens. So if I want to invest $1,000 in a liquidity pool, I'll be depositing $500 of USDT and $500 of AVAX combined together made $1,000. So what a DEX does is whenever there is a trade happening on DEX, it charges fee to traders, and this fees is distributed back to the representative liquidity providers. So, for example, if 1 million worth of AVAX and USDT are traded in both back and forth on a DEX in a one single day, a DEX charges 0.1% of the fee. That means $1,000 will be distributed back to the liquidity providers based on their ratio of pool. Now, let's imagine You have AVX, but instead of USDT.E, you need another coin, say Shava, that is XAVA, native token of Avalanche. And there is no liquidity pool of AVX and Shava. We have it, but we are taking just an example to explain this. To solve this, what a DEX does, they hook up two liquidity pools together. So it makes two swaps for you instead of one. Let me explain you. First, it will swap the AVX to USDTE, and then it will swap the USDTE to Shava or XAVA. This process is called routing. With the help of routing, you can swap any token with any other token of the same blockchain in a decentralized exchange. Now, one thing you should be familiar here is price impact, which means how much you can impact the price of a liquidity pool by buying from it. Smaller the pool, higher the price impact, which means you will affect price a lot by buying from it. Some cases you can even double or triple the price of an asset. Now, as liquidity pool grows in terms of liquidity price impacts get smaller and smaller. Also, with all these benefits, there are few risks involved with being liquidity provider, which you should also keep in mind. Some of these risks are impermanent loss, rug pull, etc. We are not going to cover this part, otherwise, we'll have a deep explanation.
Okay, so I guess we have covered a lot in this video, and we need people to give some time to digest all these technical terms.
I really agree to that. That was a deep explanation of the DeFi protocol. Thank you for joining in, guys, for the second episode. I hope you were able to understand all the basics of DeFi protocol and we were able to explain you in the simplest way we could. We will cover NFT in the next episode as promised. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.